Hey everyone, today we're going over T1's game win over RNG, where they came back from a 7k gold deficit. This match was the key game of the series as it led to a 2-0 lead, and defeating RNG in a game where they were poised to tie the BO5 at 1-1 probably hit them hard given how they performed in the subsequent game. Let's set the stage. We're 29 minutes in, and RNG set their top laner up for success in the early game as Breathe on Fiora is up over 3k gold on his lane opponent and is trying to pressure through split pushing. RNG's top side is all ahead in gold, while T1 have put their eggs in the Gumayusi basket. T1 find a pick in the top lane on Xiaohu, but RNG quickly responds with an excellent catch on Jace, grabbing the kill as well as the tower and an inhibitor. From here on out is where things get dicey in terms of RNG's decision making. After sweeping out Baron Vision and grabbing the top scuttle, RNG clear the mid lane wave and disappear into fog in the bot side, threatening to grab the Dragon Soul. You can tell by the pings that RNG is initially trying to see if T1 face check into them, but T1 smartly just avoids the fight altogether and rushes to the opposite side of the map instead. So the first big mistake from RNG here is that they overcommit on resources to grab what is one of the weakest in-combat soul buffs in the game. With 2 teleports up, they could have easily sent a solo laner to solo the objective while the rest of the team stays around mid to prevent a Baron rush. T1 also has a ward inside the pit that wasn't spotted initially, so they get info that multiple RNG members are bot side. RNG's vision around Baron is also quite shallow. Perhaps the Scuttle Crab gave RNG a false sense of security, but by the time they see T1 members inside the pit, it's already too late to move to contest, and T1 managed to get out scot-free. With this Baron, T1 manages to stabilize the game to give more time for their carries to get gold. Between this moment and the Elder fight, T1 got Tier 2 boots and stopwatch for Zeus, Blade of the Rune King and a stopwatch for Owner, Zonius and an Elixir of Sorcery for Faker, Rapid Fire Cannon and Bloodthirster for Gumayusi. T1 do a really good job of understanding their main win condition in Xayah and group up as a 4-man unit constantly. While this does mean sacrificing gold on Owner and especially Zeus, it does mean Gumayusi is consistently farming 2 lanes worth of gold. Between 31:30 and the Elder fight at 37 minutes, Guma farmed 95 CS. Let's now fast forward to the moments leading up to the Elder fight. At 36:55 and with Elder spawning in 10 seconds, RNG have T1's mid inhibitor down and are trying to get mid priority to move into Dragon. They also have both Fiora and Sylas up in top lane trying to pressure for a potential second inhibitor. It's worth noting that almost every summoner spell is up, aside from Jace's teleport. Now, what's weird here is that the champion pressuring top lane is the Sylas, with Fiora shadowing, and not the other way round, as Fiora is the duelist split pushing champion with Demolish. Faker clears the wave in front of Xiaohu and simply backs off. RNG starts the Elder, and T1, who was cleared the mid lane wave, moves through the jungle into the river. RNG sees them come in and try to position in front of the choke point, but Jace and Akali show Envision and rotate to Elder first as they have the inside track. So RNG backs off, allowing T1 to walk into the river and position themselves. In the meantime, Fiora has joined RNG while Sylas is still top lane. These two should be reversed. Fiora should be the one threatening the top lane and looking for a teleport flank option if joining the fight makes sense. Fiora is not a great teamfighting champion for starters, but generally when you see her joining fights, she does so by looking for flanks to threaten the backline, similar to how an assassin would play. In a front-to-back teamfight, she pales in comparison to other top lane champions. Sylas should have also been together with the RNG core earlier, so they have the numbers advantage and a way to control bot jungle vision in order to look for a potential catch. Unlike Fiora, Sylas actually has tools to CC and poke, but due to poor decision making and probably insufficient vision to see T1 rotating through mid lane, RNG are too late to set up defensively. With T1 all set up together on one side of the river and with Elder started, they're in the perfect position to fight. Renata and Xayah excel when champions engage into them, so RNG is giving T1 exactly what they want. Gumayusi dodges Sejuani's ult with his own ult, and this now means that feathers are now out and RNG can't really threaten Xayah while Blade Caller is available. Ming engages onto Kyrie's Renata Glask, but he has a window in which he's not CC'd that allows him to throw out Hostile Takeover, hitting all 5 members of RNG and forcing Fiora's riposte. This effectively splits RNG into frontline and backline and gives a window for Faker to jump into the backline with his Shroud. T1 bursts down Wei, giving Owner's Viego a soul to possess. Xiaohu finally jumps onto the backline, but Zeus stopwatches his hijacked perfect execution. Xiaohu jumps on Keria, but needs to quickly Zonius or Gumayusi will kill him. Keria flashes away, and before getting out of range, drops Bailout on Zeus. Breeds GA procs, and the rest of T1 focus down Xiaohu in time, getting Zeus's Bailout to proc and keeping him alive. alive. In the meantime, Faker made quick work of the rest of RNG, killing Ming and bursting down Gala and proccing his Guardian Angel. This fight could have gone much worse for RNG, but is saved by Breathe's Fiora, who gets 2 kills after resurrecting. But this gives T1 Elder Dragon, Baron, and bounties from both, equaling the gold. The game would end up finishing shortly after another questionable decision from RNG's side, as Xiaohu goes for a 40-minute blue buff invade after being spotted in vision, leading to a 5v4 situation that T1 would use to pressure the base and end the game. Overall, while T1 were smart in how they grabbed Baron to stabilize the game, get their AD carry all the gold, and team fought well in front of Elder, RNG made several mistakes in how to approach fights, and they also misused their Fiora, which was their main win condition. I was a bit disappointed at RNG's performance in this BO5 and very surprised this ended up being a 3-0. T1 now play LPL champions JDG for a place in finals. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.